I've been grinding College Basketball Nation, and it feels so good to be back. I want to shout out Nino. I want to shout out Boomer. I want to shout out D-Now. Boomer was cooking last week. I'm so excited to be back. This is home for me. It will forever be home. Hey, man. I think it's time to overreact. We had such a chaotic week of college football. Greg Sankey is in shambles right now. SEC, I think we have a problem. Only on Overreaction Mondays. Yes, sir. Today I am the governor of college football. Yes, sir. The mayor of college football, a.k.a. Downtown Nino Brown. Yes, sir. Welcome to another marvelous episode of Overreaction Monday. I am the governor of college football, and with me, as always, is a guy that needs no introduction, the mayor of college football, Downtown Nino Brown. Also with us tonight, super knowledgeable guy, Mr. Act Like You've Been There Before. Best information I've ever received in this business. Boomer Sooner, Jared Gray. Speaking of Boomer Sooner, Brent Venable gets his first marquee victory in the Southeastern Conference, dominating Bama 24-3. Boomer, pop your collar real quick. Talk that talk. What were your biggest takeaways, man?
Hey, listen, the biggest takeaway is one thing. Oklahoma watched the South Carolina game, the Vanderbilt game, and knew that they had to do one thing: stop the quarterback from running. And if you watch the very first play, Butkus Award finalist Danny Stutzman absolutely smokes Jalen Milroe. And after that, watch him run. He's like, nah, bro, I am not about to get hit. He runs over to the side. His very next rush, he had a first down, and he had the first down and took a 4-yard drop from that. And that was his longest run of the game.
How about the third quarter play when he ran into Stutzman, and Stutzman didn't get up as fast as Milroe did?
It doesn't. One player stayed on the field longer than the other.
I'm just saying. Your boy went head on.
Hey, one's a Butkus Award finalist. The other one's is literally a pretender.
One of them's got 25 to 30 pounds more muscle on him. That's all I'm going to say.
I would argue they're almost both the same size, but one got smoked on the first play, and after that, he didn't play right. 7 yards on a guy who was wrecking everybody in football. Listen, Oklahoma did not deserve to be on the field with this team. I can say that, no problem. Oklahoma, 14-point dog, but they controlled the clock. Smash mouth football. I don't know what happened in general for their coach, because DeBoer was not ready. He got debunked, and they shouldn't even be in the top 13, let alone top 16. So
that's a hell of a phrase, man. Nino, you want to get into your takeaways? I hear you got an Uno reverse card for me somewhere.
Yeah, I'll pull the reverse card soon. Not yet. Okay. When it comes to this game, takeaways when it comes to Oklahoma, I'm going to tell you this right now. The soonest better hope that Mr. Arbuckle is going to be the next Mangino Hypo Novell. Because if not, Boomer, I'm telling you right now, Jackson Arnold's going to take his Gatorade Player of the Year ass and walk it right the fuck out that door. Because
I'm going to rebuttal that real quick. Name one other team in college football history that has lost their 7 starting receivers.
Whoa.
7.
Throw the ball. Don't matter who. The kid came to be a quarterback, not a running back. He has more.
I agree, but the offensive coordinator didn't trust it in the beginning. He got whooped. 7. You can't name a single quarterback that was comfortable with their guys if they lose 7 wide receivers.
You just said that his offensive coordinator didn't trust him. We're talking about the Gatorade Player of the Year.
I agree.
Not the guy you picked up down the street at your local park. I'm talking about
agree.
the man
I 100% agree with you.
You didn't trust? What's there not to trust? You trust the guy behind him. How'd that work out? Butkus for that right there.
Well, I told you he wasn't ready.
I'm telling you, if they don't fix it, this kid ain't there to be a running back. He's there to be a quarterback. If they don't fix it, he's out. Gone. He'll redshirt after 4 games. I'm not risking it again on this team to get my body beat up to be a running back. It's not going to happen. And there's plenty of teams out there. Trust me.
Crystal ballers.
Listen, I think they'll fix it. 7 wide receivers and 4 linemen hurt this year. No other team could really even say that they should be where they're at.
I'm going to piss you off a little bit more because I know this is your guy. I'm going to tell you something right now. Taylor Tatum better be fucking careful.
Bro, hey, I told you about the kid from Carl Albert. That dude's the real deal.
Robinson will eat his lunch and give him the empty brown bag at the end of the day.
Xavier Robinson's a grown man. Grown fucking man.
Came in rotation, was lined up in the slot, came in motion, okay, behind the corner. He didn't even set his feet. Boy called hike. They give him the ball while his feet were still moving, dropped 2 dudes, and then was gone for 25.
Yeah, he's the real deal. That kid from Carl, and I'm not kidding. He's the real deal. He's a grown man.
On the ball on the first carry he gets, bro. Again, that's been his problem all year is fumbleitis. This is the number 1 back in the country versus number 55 back in the country in Xavier Robinson. I am telling you right now, if Tatum don't fix this stuff, he's gonna be eating chicken bones. My man's eating rotisserie chicken.
Well, let's hope he plays baseball better than he's played football overall. But overall, he ain't been terrible. He just ain't been great.
Robinson's hungry.
Robinson, that back feels stout.
And I agree with you with the 7 guys going down, but bro, there's bodies in there. You got to at least throw the ball. You have to.
That's a lot of 2 stars when you have a lot of 4 stars playing in front of you.
Right, but now you're becoming a one-trick pony in your quarterback's development, your quarterback's physicality. Everything is at risk because of this.
I mean, here's the facts: is you took a top 10 offense, year before with Levy, and a bottom 4 offense. It is what it is. I mean, that's why he got fired. I mean, and I'm with you. I hope Arbuckle fix it. That's top 10. That's top 10 defense. So we'll see what he does. The top 10 offense. We'll see what he does.
Got to be able to open that shirt day 1 when he gets to Oklahoma and put that S on his chest. Boomer Sooner, baby.
Let's just hope it works better than the last Washington State, assistant coach that they hired, because Grinch was terrible.
Nino, I want to keep it here, but I want to switch gears a little bit for a second here. I said it in the open. Greg Sankey is in shambles. He's complete shambles right now. But let's address the elephant in the room. Will we see a 3-loss SEC team in the playoff?
A&M loses to Texas. They're out of the top 25. Never mind the playoff. They would have 3 losses in 4 games, and 2 of them to unranked teams at the time. The train has left College Station. See you later. Choo-choo. Gone. I feel as though Georgia and Kirby Smart are kind of pulling off their best version of a Bernie Madoff Ponzi scheme, right?
right.
I don't know with the team. I just feel like they're fake, right? Like, but a 3rd loss, especially to Georgia Tech, would mean that Ponzi scheme is up. But I honestly don't truly see that happening yet. South Carolina, they can make a case with 3 top 25 victories, especially if they beat number 17 Clemson, which I truly think they are. We all know they were robbed against number 16 LSU, 36-33. Does it have any merit or any weight? I don't know, but that 2-point loss to number 7 Alabama at the time, I mean, the Gamecocks could do what everybody thought that a G5 team by the name of Liberty would do and turn this fucking party upside down. If I was that guy, if I was Dana White, and I had the money to burn, I'd put the house on South Carolina being that team to flip this party upside down. Because I really think that they're going to beat Clemson. They're going to be hot. These kids got nothing. They got nothing to lose.
I ain't gonna lie to you. I love, and nobody loved this more than Sankey. South Carolina versus Penn State.
Oh my. Wow.
Dude, I'm telling you.
The
doors would be wild.
Yeah, if any 3-loss team could do it, or deserves it for that matter, it's South Carolina. We're talking about top 5, toughest strength of schedule, right?
Yes. And it has been. You talk about the last 3 years, they've had the top 5 toughest schedule.
Back-to-back years been top 5.
Yeah,
it's been gross.
And
you're looking at a kid that first-year starter who had extreme growing pains the first 4 weeks of the year and pulled out some dubs. Kentucky, big W, because Kentucky was playing well in the beginning of the year. maybe he's healthy now, but a reemergence in the last 6 weeks from Rocket Raheem Sanders. This is the Raheem Sanders from 2 years ago in Arkansas that we were like, oh, he could be a top 5 running back in this class. He looks like he is a top 5 running back in this class now. Yeah, I mean, they're cooking. Shane Beamer is in his element right now. And when Beamer is feeling good and he's cooking, look out.
Look at how differently we look at him now versus the beginning of the season. Like, if you look at these teams and you look at his them early 2000s Virginia Tech teams and how those teams were built, you see a lot of similarities.
See, the problem was no accountability in the first 4 weeks. And we were watching the same freaking movie over and over again.
We were.
Right. But all of a sudden, they figured out, dumb it down a little bit for Norris Ellis, get him comfortable. How do we do that? Let's get the fastest, biggest SOB wide receiver that we got on our team the ball finally for the first time in 2 seasons, and Nicholas Haba. Now, almost every game, the kid scores a touchdown. He's a guaranteed 6 every time he's on the field. So they figured it out. They got him the ball. What did they do? They started all right, whatever. We're gonna let these young kids eat. Dylan Steele, you go out there, you eat, right? We're gonna let these dudes eat. And now it seems as though everybody's kind of bought in, and the Gamecocks could be the real deal.
I love it. I love that take. I feel like they were the team kind of outside looking in. And then after this weekend, I know they were saying, hold on, wait 1 goddamn minute. You look at our body of work. You look at, we have an opportunity to play a really good Clemson team this weekend. We handle business there. There's no way you can keep us out of the dance. Greg Sankey not going to let that happen either.
I got a question. My other takeaway from this is Ryan Williams is him. But does Alabama have enough money to keep him next year? Because if
they're in his DMs already, bro.
Well, here's my thing. And I saw this. This was everything in my head to try to figure out a analogy for Jalen Milroe. My guy Jake Crane hit on the head. Jalen Milroe is not a top 5 pick. Okay. Jalen Milroe is an elite, but Jalen Milroe is good, and that all can exist in one world. He has some things to figure out. I think he comes back. But does Ryan Williams want to deal with that type of quarterback? Because think about how good Ryan Williams really would be with the actual pocket quarterback. How good would he be? Would we even really be talking about Jeremiah Smith if Ryan Williams had a legitimate quarterback? Could he be that far? Would he be that far ahead of Cam Coleman and Jeremiah Smith if there was legitimate? If he had Sanders, if he had Cam Ward, where would Ryan Williams be leading the nation? Possibly. Did you see the touchdown that they called back? How many kids can do that? I think it was a touchdown. I think he got the foot down.
It was he was covered up. If you look at the backside, the left guard was actually off the line.
But I'm just saying, but he's a kid that could be.
He's him. Let's not get it twisted.
It's insane right now, like what he does. I that's the kid for Alabama that I'm watching, bro. I don't know if that kid's staying. I
don't know if they can afford him.
Caleb Downs, bro. That's what you're looking at. You're looking at a kid that performed, and he's just right on the wall. I think he's gonna go.
Hey, tell me this:
I have to.
With the factory, really, that Texas has brought in Alabama players, and they've moved on pretty well since then. And/or Tennessee, right? We can name a few. Both of those schools can afford him. So
for sure, they definitely, the resources are plentiful.
And ain't no wide receiver can't tell them they wouldn't play in both those systems.
So do we place all the onus on Milroe? Do we place some of this onus on Nick Sheridan?
I put a lot of this on Nick Sheridan.
We got to put some of it on Caleb DeBoer because maybe he got the wrong guy for the system. Because, like you said, Jay Crane said, we've seen a Jekyll and Hyde act all throughout the year. Okay, he looked like we've seen a decent half against Georgia.
Grub.
That's the buzzword right there. But
he knew that their system did not fit the Jalen Milroe type of quarterback, and I'm not knocking Jalen Milroe at all. But
facts are facts.
System didn't fit. Shit rolls downhill. You know, but there's no one on the bottom to eat it no more because they all got excuses. So now he has to. Now it's the ball, Sheridan. Those guys got to own up to it. You were supposed to be an offensive genius. Your better half left you. Your geniusness disappeared. Did you wake up one morning and forget how to call offensive plays? Right? You still got 5 stars over there. Probably got a lot more 5 stars than most colleges in the country, right? So, I don't know, but I think a lot of that has to go on Sheridan. I mean, there's no adjustment. There has been no adjustment. I feel like it was like Mac Brown out there rolling out the same. They get 7 in the box. They beat up the road. We're just gonna keep running them. We got
since we're on the conversation, is this the least the running back field has ever been not used at Alabama? I mean,
yeah, his name's Jalen Milroe.
Yeah, it's wild to not see a running back succeed at Alabama. I mean, I can't even remember the last time we had a good running back.
I can't either.
I mean, we could just
right. I mean, even if you want to go back to the early 90s, they had a kid.
And we're going back 10, 15 years.
They've always had running backs. Boomer, I have an interesting question for you. I remember at the end of Deshaun Watson's last year in Houston, there's a scene where J.J. Watt runs up to him and apologizes and say, "Hey, we really wasted one of your elite years. People aren't talking about it, but he was like, we didn't help you out. We wasted one of your elite years." Do you feel like defensively? Because when you look at the body of work of Oklahoma this year, you guys didn't really get a lot of help offensively. Do you feel like you guys have wasted a really good defensive year this year?
Well, this is the one thing that I talked about beginning of the year. If there's one thing that I can tell you is going to be different for Oklahoma, it would be the defense is going to be a top 25 defense. I really believe that. That's what I said. Did I honestly believe a top 10 offense would be a bottom 4 offense? Like, listen, I'm not trying to be an asshole here, but how do you listen? You don't change what works. And this has worked literally since 2000, right? It's been 24 years, and you took a team that has been literally a top 20 offense for more than 2.5 decades to throw I'm so pissed about it, to be honest with you, to throw it away like an absolute piece of trash. And it sucks. It absolutely sucks. It's disrespectful to the defense. It is.
Yeah. That's heartbreaking. All right, let's move on to our next segment. Nino, I really do owe you an apology, bro. I thought one of the worst takes that you've ever had, and you don't miss. Like you like in the 99% range of missing what takes. So I don't know why I didn't get your Florida take. I didn't get it. You said DJ Lagway will save Billy Napier's job. I said, what's he smoking? Have you seen that schedule? It's the toughest schedule that I've seen in college football probably over the better part of a decade. I'm going to shut the hell up. Boomer, you can chime in if you feel like it. But I'm going to let you get your glory. This is your moment, bro. Talk your talk, bro.
It just, when I said it, I just knew that the whole school was around DJ. They what Florida put DJ to is what LSU and Michigan now putting Bryce Underwood to, right? He was the guy that's going to come in and revive the program. But Billy's the guy that got him there. So Billy was the meal ticket. But if you watch any game that DJ played, even before DJ came in, his pops, bro, his dad is front line and center. Right as the kids are coming into the stadium, everybody's giving him daps. Billy's giving him hugs as if he's part of the coaching staff. You protect that. That's your ace in the hole. That's your 5-star guy you ride to glory. If Billy goes, DJ was going. When we talked about that, oh, look, Billy Napier's on the hot seat now. It's time he's going to go. And I said, they won't do it in the year. There's no way they're going to let him go in the year because these kids are going to shut it down. Oh, I still got like a red shirt. Shut it down. Jaden Ball, shut it down. DJ Lagway, shut it down. You can go have Graham Mertz and you beat up Montrell Johnson, and I'll take my guys and I'll go wherever they want to go. Because if I tell any P4 school I'm taking DJ with me, I'm taking Jaden Ball with me, and that's what you've seen in the last 10 days, I'm taking every goddamn 5 or 4-star recruit in the game with me because he's flipped how many? in the last week. Just he's flipping him like it's like he's a college kid playing flip cup. Boop,
He
I'll
can
take
recruit.
you.
He can
Boop.
recruit his ass off.
I said you can win in Florida before you can win in USC. I said that earlier in the year, right? You can get more talent in Florida than you can get at Wisconsin, or you can get at Michigan State or Penn State. Billy can bring those people in. It took Billy a year. Maybe it was a little slow. It took him a year and a half to weed out the shit, dude. Graham Mertz wasn't his guy. Graham Mertz was his default guy. That's all I had left to get. This is all that was available to me in the portal. I didn't have a recruit. The guy before me, he screwed me. I got my guy. I'll have to eat shit for a year. I'll hear all this baloney. But look at the games that they lost. Okay. Now, and they should have won the Tennessee game. I'm sorry. They should have won that game. Okay. That one falls on Billy. That was bad coaching. But everybody in the country didn't think they were even going to be in that game.
No, that's fair.
That's the thing we have to bring it back to. Okay. The Georgia game. 3 1/3 quarters. They were in that game. And then, unfortunately, inexperience, came in and the juggernaut took over. But they've been in most of the big games, right? And they've won a lot of games that they weren't supposed to win. And now they're going bowling, folks. Bowling. They're going to win 7 games because they're going to dog walk Florida State. I'm going to go out and say that Billy Napier is going to beat Florida State so fucking bad that Mike Norvell's going to get fired. They're wrong. The other guy in Florida is going to get fired. Everybody told me Billy Napier was going to get. Mike Norvell's out the door, bro. They're going to beat him probably by about. It's Luke Kromenhoek versus DJ Lagway. How do you feel, folks? Boomer's face alone says it enough, bro.
Hey, I said in week 1, Norvell's got the hottest seat in football.
No, you did. You called that.
Yeah.
You called that. I owe you an
think they would
apology as
fumble
well.
like this,
Because
but
I
you
thought
did.
you were bugging too. Great take, bro. Great take.
I mean, how you go from a 16-0 to a team that we're 12-0 to should be 0-12. I mean, that team it's getting dog walked by teams that shouldn't even belong in the same state, let alone the same conference. I mean, they're terrible.
They are.
Bro, when you're getting, and I was a fan of Memphis, but you're getting beat 20-12 by Memphis, right? SMU, right? Juggernaut right now. At the time, they weren't. They were still trying to figure out what their quarterback was.
Right.
You got beat by 30, bro. Come on. Dino,
It's funny you're talking about SMU. I was just looking at you.
It's absolutely disgusting. Florida State has been a joke since they cried their way in their cereal about not being in the playoff, bro. And they got exposed. Maybe you didn't belong in the playoff. I'm sorry. The truth shall set you free, right? The cream rises to the top. They ain't at the top. Florida's a little bit closer to the top than Florida State is. It'd be interesting to see. They've already said Billy's coming back. They're going to have 7 wins this year, right? I'm telling you, they're going to beat Florida State. They'll have 7 wins. When it comes to those people that hit the portal, who's going to want to go play with DJ Lagway, right? I said to you before, on defense, they went and plugged the pieces. I told you Prince Umalani was better going somewhere else. It was better for the Gators that he left, right?
Yeah, he did.
What happened? He had to put the ski mask back on to walk out of that stadium because
that play, it was embarrassing, and it's crazy because I'm so heartbroken about Ole Miss, and then the thing that I was worried about was Pete Golan and that defense. And that defense has played great. There's just some games that offense just did not show up.
They needed a linebacker. Cup Howard, 5-star kid, transferred from South Carolina, who couldn't figure it out at South Carolina. He's figured it out with the Gators, and he's been the dominant force in the middle. He plugged and played. His guys hit. And now he's weeded out not his guys. The leftovers, threw them out in the trash, leftover Thanksgiving dinner. And now it's time for him to cook his meal this year. And look what he's got. Next year, we could be having a cornucopia of W's for the Florida Gators, baby.
Extension?
What's that?
Does he stay without an extension?
I bet. Oh, ready for this?
Uh-oh.
I'm going to go mid-season. He gets an extension. They're going to be 5-1.
They gonna be 5-1. You already looking at that next season.
They're gonna be 5-1.
They gonna be 5-1.
And they're gonna say it's gonna be a thing. Boys at Crane and Company, the boys at Gate College, they're all gonna talk about how Philly went from being out the door to being to the top floor real quick, real fucking quick.
That's crazy. Hey, Boom, man. What was your takeaways, man, from this 24-17 upset in Gainesville?
I mean, there's always that one game a year where a team goes into the other team thinking, hey, we ain't worried about these cats. Who we play next week, right?
Right.
You didn't want to be the championship game.
How do you overlook this team at this point? Like, they just continue to keep winning, and somehow, like, listen, the hangover was real at Ole Miss. It was real because nobody really, I mean, they got playing great, did what they're supposed to do, and hey, guys, look at us. Well, look at us happened twice, but it was, you went from, hey, look at us, we should be top 10 to the bottom 10 at ESPN this week. It was
3 games by 13 points, bro. I thought this would be the year Lane Kiffin will lock in. God bless the dead. His father passed away. I thought this would be a year where he just had like one of those magical years. And then once you get in the dance, anything can happen. And it's like you look at that LSU loss, you look at that Kentucky loss, you look at the Florida loss, and what you see is the inability. It
started with him when he lost Judkins.
Yeah. And that man held out a couple times last year. They didn't want to give him the money in.
I'm going to tell you 2 things.
Mm-hmm.
Running back room got hurt.
Mm-hmm.
Them motherfuckers lied about how hurt Jackson Dart is. He was on our injury report. He was off the injury report. Ole Miss is super, super lackadaisical with what they want to give you for information when it comes to injury reports.
Yeah,
I have a funny feeling that Jackson Dart was a little more injured than they let off to be. No excuse. But when that's your guy, Trey Harris isn't 100%. Florida just didn't match up well for them at this point. And when Kiffin, I think Kiffin's, I said it to you before, after like week 5 or 6, Kiffin's demeanor, Kiffin's bounce in his step was a little different. When you're talking about you don't want to play an SEC championship game because that might get you out of the college football player. Huh?
Yeah.
That stuff don't make sense to me. So you'd rather lose than not be in either one of them, right? Like I don't get that. You don't have to worry about that now, sir. But it's like there were some pieces to the puzzle there that were.
How much of that game did you guys see? There were some concerning things out of me. If I'm,
you know what the most concerning thing is?
What's that?
Jackson Dart had a Paxton Lynch moment.
Thank you. If I was a GM, I would have been a little bit bothered. At the next level. Thank you. You can explain, bro.
Bro, don't bang your head against a wall. Are you kidding me right now?
Yo.
Hey, listen, I understand emotions are high, this and that.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, you are the leader of your football team. Where's Paxton Lynch now? He was called crying on the bench, and ever since you ain't seen him since.
Whoa, Caleb Williams was crying to his mommy.
Hey, that's with his family at the end of the ball game.
The game.
We're talking in the game.
It was over. The game was over after he threw that pick. There was no time. It was over.
He did it twice on that drive. He did it 2 times.
I caught it at the end. I caught him crying at the end after the pick.
I'm like, bro, like, if I was one of his teammates, I'd have shook him like, get it together, bro. Get these troops together. We got to go win this game. This is playoffs or die.
Hey, maybe that's why I left USC.
No, I don't think it's on him. I think it comes to coach. You're supposed to develop men, bro. Make boys to men. Not just play the songs, okay? Lane Kiffin
since we're talking about that, and we like talking about somebody else that doesn't develop quarterbacks.
Yes, I understand. Yes.
I think both sides.
Lane Kiffin never developed a quarterback.
Never has. He's a portal guy. He's always been a portal guy.
Bowman, why you I just dropping bombs like that, man.
Hey, Lincoln and him cut from the same cloth, baby.
Uh-oh.
You can put all three, to be honest with you.
Y'all been
Cliff,
on the Lincoln Riley
Cliff
thing.
too? You want to put Cliff in there with him?
No, you know what? But Cliff is one with a quarterback.
Who, Pat?
He winning out.
Is it Cliff or is it the quarterback?
Hey, Daniels might be rookie of the year.
Bro, you ever disrespect Bo Nix on this fucking stream with me in the room? We're going to have problems, bro. Because if you don't think that Bo Nix is rookie of the year, Bo Nix is working with less, homie. You want to compare rosters right now? I didn't think so.
I mean, I could.
They're in a Terry McLaurin. They're in a Terry McLaurin within 55 miles of Denver Stadium, homie. Not in within 55 miles.
Leave my boy Mims alone.
Mims is looking for the field. Hasn't found it yet. Okay? Colin Sutton came out of retirement,
there, Boomer. I like that alley you threw.
I'm just saying.
Hey, but here's the facts. One has a much better head coach than the other.
Yeah.
And nobody can tell me differently. That head coach is a Hall of Famer. So
agree. I'm just saying, my boy's gonna win rookie of the year. That's all I'm saying.
I don't know about that. Daniel's kind of balling still.
I think we'll have to see how the season.
Look at the stats. It's still pretty nasty.
You look at
but I mean,
games, it's been pretty nasty.
Kingsbury had a good offense with Kyler his first year. So
I get it. All I'm saying is the last 2 games with Daniel's been pretty bad. The last 7 games with Bo Nix have been pretty damn good. If they
ups
give
and downs,
Kansas City,
hey, we can go there all day. All I know is my boy Baker's shining like a motherfucker,
and he's suing people, his own family.
Yeah, I saw that. They stole from him.
His family did, yeah.
Huh?
His own family stole from him.
Yeah, his dad took money out when he wasn't supposed to.
I don't get. Because
that's why you don't mix family and business, baby.
You
learn
don't.
from Britney Spears,
100%.
baby.
Yeah, 100%, bro. 100%. That's scary.
Hey, real quick, let's give a shout out to that high school that he helped give money to for helmets and stuff, and they won a state championship.
Yeah, they did.
That's wild. That team would literally almost not play football. That's wild.
I can't even talk playoff. I'm so excited.
Nino, you ready for your Uno reversal? I can go to the next segment.
No, it's reverse right now.
All right, let's get it.
Yeah, I'm gonna hit you with the rapid fire. Bet a little bit.
Hey,
right?
Let's get it.
Indiana, real still or fake?
You are what your record indicates, man. You know, they're playing in the Big Ten. I know the upper echelon teams in the Big Ten are really good, and some of these lower tier teams like Purdue are really bad, but they'll be in the playoff.
UNLV makes the Mountain West Championship.
I think the one team in their way is Colorado State. I want UNLV in the championship because I believe they'll be.
They lost to Fresno.
Colorado State lost?
UNLV just got to win this game this week. They're in the championship.
That's it. Oh, hell yeah. I've been covering college basketball.
That's why my playoff going to get spicy real fast.
Yes, UNLV not only is in the Mountain West Championship, they win the Mountain West Championship.
Oh,
yes, sir.
Arch Manning starts versus A&M.
Say that again?
Arch Manning starts versus A&M.
Arch Manning starts versus A&M, yes.
It's Penn State's turn.
Do I agree with it's Penn State's turn?
Yes or no?
I don't think you probably missed the college football showdown episode where I said I think Penn State's gonna have a deep playoff run.
Woo!
Yeah, really deep playoff run.
Unless they're running South Carolina first week.
Okay, that's fine. And that's a topic for another day.
Mm-hmm.
Has Nico Iamaleava turned the corner?
I don't believe so. But I also don't believe he's in the right scheme. I don't think that wide split scheme fits his skill set.
I told you. SMU versus MIA for the ACC title.
Give me SMU.
Kenny freaking Dillingham
will be in the college football playoff, baby. Oregon. They will be in the college football playoff. Let's go.
I love it. Hey, Colorado's out. But is Prime
needs to learn how to recruit.
Juju Lewis, baby.
Not from the portal. Yes, he did get Lewis. But I've been consistent with saying this, and you know this, Nino. in order to continuously recruit and not just get a big name or two, you got to go in-home visits. You got to learn how that kid family treats him. You got to see how his room looks. Go in these homes and actually put the work in. I know you prime. Your name does sell. We've seen you've done a decent job in Colorado, but you got to actually put the work in. These other head coaches are putting the work in. You got to put the work in. Go in-home visits. I still don't think he's been to an in-home visit yet.
Is he out, though?
No.
Oh, I love it. South Carolina. That's right. You Bosaj. South Carolina will be a favorite in the SEC in 2025.
A favorite in the SEC in 2025. Well, there's this thing called the portal. And we got to see where the dominoes fall. But will they be a favorite? Like the overwhelming favorite to win the whole damn thing? I would have to say they will be in the top 2 or 3 teams.
Okay.
Yeah.
Pat Bryant or Isaiah Williams?
If I'm an NFL GM, it's Pat Bryant for sure.
Okay. I liked Isaiah Williams.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was
he made the switch too late. He made the switch from quarterback to receiver too late.
But he put up 164 receptions in 2 seasons.
It was incredible.
1,600 yards, bro. He was
What is
dumb.
He? Is he in the NFL?
Detroit. He went undrafted, but he got hurt at the very end of Illinois season last year.
Mm-hmm.
So, and he had a bad combine. Obviously, could due to the injury.
Right.
So he went UDFA, but bro, he's been playing. He's been getting a little bit of playing
time.
And look at that roster.
I'm happy for him. I just wish he had done it sooner.
Pat Bryant is different than Isaiah Williams. Pat Bryant will moss you. And then let you know about it right there in front of you. You know what I'm saying? And rat it off.
That was a gutsy call by Bielema this past weekend too, by the way.
On the 4th down?
Yeah, that was gutsy.
Still go. He knew he wasn't gonna make it.
Yeah.
You gave me the opportunity. Right. Now I'm gonna kill you.
He put it on the table.
All right. I'm good. I wanted to reverse on your rapid fire.
Hey, I love it, man. I'm happy to be off that hot seat. I got an interesting question to ask you, gentlemen. The winner of Texas A&M will face Georgia in the championship. I already know who Nino thinks will win. I want to start with Boomer with this one. Who's going to win this game, Boom?
I don't think it's any close. I think Texas wins this game.
Landslide in College Station. Wow.
Well, listen. Did you think that they were going to beat Auburn?
Yeah.
Hey, Elko was already said a focus. We're focused already. Next week, we're focused on Texas. Auburn.
You better be focused on Texas because Arch Man's going to come in there and wax them. Hey, happy Thanksgiving, bro. You don't think Texas fans have been waiting for this for like 6 years? Like, they've been waiting. They've been waiting. Nobody wanted Texas, especially A&M in the SEC. Like they damn near protested.
And they're leading now.
Like, here's the thing. They're gonna no holds back. I'm telling you right now, it's gonna be a blowout.
I think
14 plus.
Yeah, in experience, I think that Marcel Reed is gonna get. I like the kid. But I
14 plus. That's how I'm with you.
A Kevin Jennings type.
Hey, the fact that I could say that, I'm in general, I would usually pick A&M over Texas just as a fan in general because always Tuck Texas, but I just don't. Honestly, this is Texas' chance.
Yeah. Listen, this is the time. This game, they win this game, and we can officially say after 5 freaking years, Texas is back.
It's been longer than that.
Well, they've been saying it for the last 5 years because
they've been saying it since
Well, I'm saying that with the option that it could possibly be. You know what I'm saying? Like Scott has got the train moving. It's got got the horses and everybody's cooking. They win this game. They win the SEC in year 1. They're in the top 4 in the playoff. You can't deny that they're back. And it's they gave you a little taste last year, but they also gave it in normal Texas and will it away.
Especially considering like their backfield's been crazy injured too. So
and they're still there, which is Jadon Blue. I had all the hope in the world, but I think he's doing more to hurt that running back room than he is to help in that running back room. I would just play Wisner at this point if he's healthy and just let the kid go. Yeah, I think inexperienced. I think Marcel Reed's going to get a reality check in this one. Anthony Hill Trey Moore on the edge. They have dudes that can make his day real long and tough real quick. Without Le'Veon Moss, we may see Ruben Owens. I think they said he started to practice again, but they're becoming a one-trick pony. You know what I'm saying? It's Marcel Reed running the ball. This is why Wegman's really not playing, because they can't put Wegman in because he's a pocket passer. They need to have a guy that can extend plays on their own and maybe be the guy that runs the ball on his, you know what I mean, and carries that offense.
I thought Colin Klein left K-State. You know, that's his home. He's beloved there. I thought it was a greener pastures move. He was going to come here, do his thing. I almost feel like, I don't want to say his coaching career, but if he's going to get immediate looks as a head coach in this upcoming offseason, I feel like this game is riding on that. If Texas A&M is able to do the unthinkable and beat Texas this week.
His dad is at Kansas State still, right?
His pop? I don't know if his pops.
I think his pops is. I could have sworn Chris Klein is the coach at Kansas State.
No, that's Chris Kleiman.
Oh, Kleiman. Okay. I thought it was Klein for some reason.
No. Colin Klein, he was the former quarterback there. He was the offensive coordinator there. I didn't think he'd leave with all the weapons there. I think that's honestly why they've regressed. I think D now said it last week, why they've regressed a little bit offensively. But like I said, it's riding on this. Let's get to the big enchilada. Me and Jalen did this exercise about a week ago. So we were looking at the conferences. We were looking at the playoff as a whole. And I think, before we get into this segment, if Notre Dame somehow loses in SoCal, which they shouldn't, if they somehow lose in SoCal, are they out?
Yeah.
Yes.
You put fucking Army in.
You can't lose to Northern Illinois and Southern California.
Yeah, right,
I'm sorry.
Right. I will have to agree with that as well. So the question I want to ask you all is, how many teams get in from what conferences? What does this look like? I want to start with Boomer because I know Nino's been waiting for this moment, so I'm going to make him wait just a little bit longer. What does this look like for you, Boom? What does your playoff currently look like?
I mean, the biggest issue is that's one of the biggest games, right? Because the SEC would love
absolutely
for Notre Dame to lose, because it almost ensures them to get probably two more teams in. Right?
I agree.
If Southern Cal, the other SC, the Gamecocks beat Clemson, they're in.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Somehow Alabama might hang on if they don't lose Jordan Hare, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's listen, I don't believe they belong. Listen, if Oklahoma beats you this year, you don't belong, and that's what I just truly believe that right now. Like they're just that's not who they used to be.
They have two undefeated losses. Two unranked losses. See you later.
Yeah, and they should have two more. So and that's just how it needs to be. Like you don't belong. It's not like you're doing anything. I don't think Alabama they should be top 16. However, if USC, the other, Gamecocks win, they should be in, right? Notre Dame probably going to be there. Penn State right now, it looks like the Big Ten's going to have a lot more teams than we expected going into it originally. Honestly, I probably thought USC was going to be one of those teams in the Big Ten, but I think we're going to see 3 to 4 teams from two different conferences of the two really big Power 2 conferences, as we should. Both those teams are representing very well. The two best teams in football are probably 1 and 2, so in the same conference. And that's 8 teams right there. I would honestly love to see just SMU shock everybody. I believe Miami belongs anyway right now. So that's the biggest question. If SMU upsets them, does Miami still make it?
Yeah,
I think so. I believe so. I would take a 2-loss Miami team over a 3-loss Alabama team every single day of the week.
Yeah, I agree with you there.
Because their quarterback is going to show up.
I'm not sure a 2-loss Miami team gets in. I'm not so positive. Only because the Big Ten SEC pull on the sport, I'm not so certain that they get in. Because
it's a tough one. That's where
right now. If you're gonna weigh a 2-loss Miami team against a 1-loss Indiana team, and we're gonna go down the gauntlet,
right? For sure. And I would agree with you there too. But like
it would be hard for me to say, because I'm sorry, it really it would be it should be already be a 2-loss Miami team because Virginia Tech won that game.
Absolutely.
So
they lost the Cal game, the Virginia Tech game. There was another game.
Should be, would be.
But you know, your record is what your record.
But
is.
in Indiana, 100% belongs.
I agree.
I really do. Defense wins championships. And Ohio, we said before the season started, Ohio State might have one of the best rosters in college football that we've seen in a long time. They ran into Oregon, phenomenal game. They showed up versus Indy. I mean, if that game's played a different place, maybe we have a different conversation. Maybe it's a lot closer. So I don't know. I still think Indiana's a top 12 team. Really believe that. So I think you got 4 or 5 teams just in that conference.
You faced one team in the top 25, and lost. One.
Yeah, that team could be number 1 in the country, though.
You still only faced one.
They didn't make their schedule.
But everybody else in the top 25 has faced more outside of Boise State. Faced one, Oregon. But look where they are, 12.
Well, Tulane doesn't belong in top 25. You want my honest opinion?
I'm not. I'm talking play. We're talking playoff. You know what I mean? Like that's where I'm in my mind's at. I got SEC leading the pack. I think 4 SEC teams get in. I think it's Texas, Georgia, Tennessee, and South Carolina.
Okay.
I think all 4 of those teams get in.
Tennessee beats Vandy.
Yeah.
I don't know about that one.
I don't think Vandy's the same Vandy we saw 3 weeks ago. Too many injuries, and the smoke, the air in their sails gone, bro.
I would agree with that as well.
If Tennessee plays like they played last week, Vanderbilt's done at halftime, bro. Tennessee's played Tennessee ball 3 weeks straight.
We've seen interesting things in this game over our last couple years because Vandy got them. Was that 2022 or 2023? No, it was 2022. Vandy got Tennessee, right? Yeah.
You got to throw the UTEP game out of the way because Oklahoma beat the bricks off of Maine. You know what I mean? UTEP is UTEP, bro.
So in my playoff, I have Oregon 1.
Okay.
I got Texas 2. I got SMU 3. I have Arizona State 4. Yeah, that's right. Because they're going to be the higher ranked conference team above Boise State because Boise State loses.
Oh, okay. I'm following.
Boise State loses.
Yeah.
Right. Arizona State wins. They're only one ranking apart now in the top 25. They'll switch. Arizona State will be ahead of them. They'll automatically get into the top 4.
Wow, look at Kenny Dillon, man.
Okay. Then I have Ohio State 5 playing the 12 seed UNLV because they're going to win the Mountain West Championship, which means Boise State is at home watching on television. Brian, I'm not disrespecting you, but that's what I've been saying for a long time. I'm going to stick with my stuff. I die in my hills. I got Penn State 6 facing 11 seed Miami because I do think Miami loses, but I also think that Clemson loses. So Miami would be in second place in the ACC. They'd play SMU for that title. Because they're in the championship, I do believe that they would get into the college football playoff. If Notre Dame doesn't lose here, I got them at 7. Okay. And they would be playing the 10 seed South Carolina. Because if South Carolina beats Clemson, Indiana can go have beers at the bar and watch on TV. Because their resume, I'm sorry, you couldn't even sniff South Carolina's jockstrap. Okay?
We're talking about merit-based, absolutely.
And then 8-9, I have Georgia, Tennessee, because I believe Georgia wins, Tennessee wins. So, but my 4 is a lot different than any 4 I've seen on any platform you want to talk about. I truly believe Arizona State gets this W, right? It'll be a conference game, so that's another Big 12 victory, which will put them, in the championship. UNLV wins that game against Boise State. UNLV will flip. You'll have the Boise State flip. They'll have the conference championship. There'll be you know what I'm saying? UNLV, I think, look at that 12 seed. I just think Arizona State's riding high. They have all the momentum. Everybody's cooking. It was horseshit that they put 1 second back on the clock. Jeff Ratzlaff has an absolute cannon because I don't know how he got that ball that far downfield.
Right. Howitzer.
Absolute cannon. But Arizona, we talk Cinderella teams, right?
That game should not have been that close.
Arizona State is a Cinderella team, bro. I watched Jordan Tyson at Colorado. I told you Jordan Tyson was a dude when he was at Colorado. Injuries, transferred to injuries first year at Arizona State didn't work. He's cooking. Sammy Leavitt, I told you it was baby Bo Nix, right?
You did.
He's cooking,
Doing
right? Cam Scatterbo, bro. I said he should be in the Heisman talk. What do you have? 3 touchdowns this past game? Put the team on his back on senior day. Like, they have guys. Everybody's cooking. They have a young, smart, into it, youthful brain, offensive-minded guy in Kenny Dillingham. Everybody's bought in. Bro, that dude was on the field bitching about 1 second. Who was the person behind him? Anybody see? His wife, folks. His wife. On the field, his wife was there while he was flipping out, surrounded by 10,000 freaking students, bro. They're bought in. The Cinderella season is here for Arizona State. They're going to be in the top 4 seeds in this playoff.
So if I heard you correctly, Big Ten gets 3 teams. SEC gets 4. Independent gets 1. Of course, your Group of 5 team gets 1. ACC had 2, and then Big 12 got 1. Gotcha.
I just don't see any other Big 12 team that I think would be the
I agree
Miami, right?
Yeah,
and if it comes down to Indiana, Miami, if we're gonna match resumes, I'm going Miami. You could take that whole ACC isn't good shit out the window, right? Because they had 4 or 5 ranked ACC teams most of the season in the top 25. Big Ten had how many?
You're right. I got an email from the Big 12. I think the Big 12 has more Power 4 victories than any other conference. But we know
ACC has a better record against the SEC.
They do, but we know who got a stronghold on this sport.
I'm saying,
that's the scary part.
If we're gonna follow a script like we did this year on how we're gonna rank and judge teams, this is what I said to Moon when I did it with Moon one episode a few weeks ago. Earlier last month. If we're gonna follow the same rules and regulations the whole season, Miami's got to be in over Indiana. That's just how it has to work.
So let me ask you both the same question: how does your teams change if Notre Dame loses in Southern California? What team replaces Notre Dame?
Army.
Even after they got blown out?
They've only have 1 loss, right?
Yeah, but they got blown out by Notre Dame.
But Notre Dame would have got blown out, would lose to US.
But you're saying if Notre Dame loses, right, there's no way Army's in.
Yeah, but then I guess Boise State would have to be back.
So we would get 2 Group of 5 teams,
and then it would all be fucked up.
Yeah,
because you would have people screaming.
Yeah.
Oh no, well then I'm sorry.
For me, Indiana. Okay. What about?
If Notre Dame loses, right? And South Carolina wins, South Carolina's in.
I think South Carolina's in if they win no matter what. If you took Indiana's resume, and you took in South Carolina's resume, who you picking, homie? The 10 seed is the open spot. That's the way I look at it. The 10 seed is for however you want to feel. Whatever guy you want to go in there to fuck shit up. That's what I think. That's the trump card right there. I told you this before, KT, before the season started. The committee don't miss, right? They're already talking about 14 in case 12 fucked up.
Right.
The 10 seed was their trump card the whole time. They knew they had the independent locked in. They were going to get a seed no matter what. Cool, fine. You can have it. That 10 seed was the play game. They could play with whoever they wanted. Maybe they make Alabama the 10 seed. But the 10 seed could be whoever they want to do whatever they want to do.
Right. And people will have to deal with it. Yeah, people will have to deal with it. There's a lot of teams that's wanting Notre Dame losing this week. A lot of teams.
Here's the thing. If that defense for Notre Dame can contain Maivia, it should be a really good game. If Riley Leonard plays against the 2023 USC defense, oh boy, Riley Leonard is going to look like the next coming of Jesus. But so far, this USC defense in 2024 has been something totally different.
And we thought so with the new defensive coordinator.
Right. But everybody said, oh, UCLA, you're taking one from the enemy, right? The guy knew what he was doing, obviously.
You got to do what you got to do.
Yeah,
all the USC losses have been 1-score losses. They should have beat Michigan. They lost to Minnesota straight up.
Michigan game and the Minnesota game was absolute trash. But that's
the Maryland game they had. I was there for that game. Washington game was 1-score. Penn State they had. That's when I believed in Penn State because I thought Penn State can only win one way: get a lead, run the ball, possess the ball. When I seen them come from behind,
who brought them back in that game, huh?
You know the kid that nobody
The
likes.
kid that's trash.
So I think this is gonna be a really good game. I think we want to see a fast start from USC too.
Here's my sleeper team.
I'm going USC. I am confident in saying that I'm going USC this game.
Here's a team that I got a question for that we kind of really didn't talk about a lot, but they kind of.
That's a great question.
I talked about, but they're not going to factor that in. They're not going to factor. They don't want to talk about that.
Hey.
That means they admitted the loss. They were wrong. They don't do that.
Yeah.
They don't do that. Here is my, how do I want to call this? My slippery slope.
What you got?
This one team is a team that I think could mess a lot of things up. Iowa State. If they win against Kansas State, right, they'll be 10-2. Now, I don't know how all the tie-in stuff works, but I think that they would have a better Big 12 record than Colorado. So then it would be Arizona State and Iowa State, I think, in that Big 12 championship. If Iowa State's in the Big 12 championship, now we have to start looking, maybe they're a guy in this 10 slot, or if Notre Dame loses, are they a team that can kind of get in here now?
And they've been one of those teams. They start off so hot. You know what I mean?
They hit a patch in the middle where they kind of were like sketchy, and now they're coming back.
Where they lost back-to-back, or Texas Tech and Kansas, right? Back-to-back.
Right. But Kansas, that's when Kansas started to turn it on.
Yeah, they did.
Well, that's who I thought Kansas was going to beat. You know what I mean? So
they were trying to let Jaden Daniels be the guy instead of letting Devin Neal be the guy.
Right.
But I always think it could be a team that could.
I think Big 12, just for how messy it is, they only deserve one team to get in for my state.
Well, what if this people lose? Is what I'm saying. Like Iowa State could be that team to mess things up because if they win, and say some Big 10 and SEC teams will lose.
Right.
Well, now you're looking at what I mean?
It's a hot mess for sure.
Who does Indiana play?
Indiana is it Purdue?
Purdue, yeah.
Yeah. That's gonna be a snoozer early.
Probably. But they did let up 24 to Northwestern. Let up 28 to Maryland. We have film on how to beat Indiana. This is the stick game from Indiana. You haven't got punched in the face yet. You got punched in the face last week and ran home crying.
How will they rebound?
How you rebound? You're going to come with an ice pack on the black and blue eyeball, or are you just going to say, let's box?
Right. We're going to be ready to work. Fellas, this has been a blast, bro. It's been some weeks. I love when Nino and Boom get the throwing punches, bro, and I just get to sit here and be kind of referee this thing, man. Tell them where they can find you guys at.
For me, at Jared Gray, here every week now, as much as the guys will have me. I did too much coaching and too much messing around, but and I've lost like 45 pounds. But I'm here every week. Boomer's there all day.
You can find me at __ Nino Brown __ any day of the week. I'm trying to be on CFB Nation for something. So, but yeah, it was great to have the governor back. It's been a while.
I appreciate it, man.
I thought you were going to come out with the bat.
Yeah.
With the barbed wire wrapped around it, you know what I mean? It's been a while. It has truly been a blast. I got another a Boomer knows I got another 5-hour gym date. So it's about to be crazy, bro. We're doing another Power 5. Yeah, I'm gonna have a guilt-free Thanksgiving. I'm gonna eat good, man. So I gotta make sure I put the work in so I can eat good, man. You enjoy, my friend.
Yeah, we'll do, man.
Everybody, if we don't talk to you, you guys all have a great Thanksgiving.
Absolutely.
Let's go.
Yes, sir. Today I am the governor of college football. Yes, sir. The mayor of college football, aka Downtown Nino.